You want to be in shape and you want to do it in the most efficient and smart way. Welcome to this sprinting interval training where we are going to start with a warm-up, and then we're going to work for 30 seconds all sprinting, getting short of breath as hard as possible that you are able to, and then we're going to move around for 1 minute, and then we have 1 minute of a little bit of a body weight strength exercise, and the first one is actually going to be one where we challenge our balance. So that is going to be the setup. In some of my other sessions here, I have like 3 blocks. Today we have 4 different blocks. So this is going to leave you with 8 rounds of the sprinting interval and including the active recovery. So the first 30 seconds is going to be a skater touchdown. Then we're going to walk it around, and then we're going to do 1 minute of a leg lift up here and do some balance training and still working on that right leg. Then we're going to have a little bit of a water break where we've done the same exercises twice, a water break, and then we're going to continue with 2 new exercises where one of them is going to be the opposite leg and another pulse exercise. And then you're halfway, and then you have 2 more blocks with, of course, new exercises. We're going to do the warm-up and we're going to do the stretching in the end. It's going to take approximately 30 minutes. This workout, so compared to some of my other sessions where there is maybe 4 or 6 rounds of sit, here you have 8. So a little bit more of a pushing part here. I am guiding you all the way through. I am doing a little bit of a break now and then, but I'm just going to keep pushing you because if I were to do this on my own, I would not be able to speak at all. So that is what you're going to do. You're going to focus on your own intensity. You have an exercise mat, you have good shoes, you have a bottle of water, and you are ready to hit it along with me, guiding you from the beginning and of course to the end. So welcome to Workout by AC. So welcome, and let's go. Lifting 1 knee up, and we're gonna do the warm-up. So we're gonna bring that knee up and moving in our hip joint and swing our arms, starting warming up our spine as well. We're gonna do a little bit more of a distance between our feet, still bringing our knees up. And as we separate those legs a bit more, you wanna engage your pelvic floor, you wanna engage your core area. You have your chin in and your arms moving in front of you. We're gonna turn this into a kickback. So pull that heel up towards your buttocks and swinging those arms still in front of you. Keep moving with your lower body, and we're gonna do some circles in our upper body. So bring those arms back. Inhale and exhale. So we wanna get some circulation in our body, and you're going to move your ankle joint as well as you bring your feet up towards your buttocks. And we're going to push it forward here, heels in front of us and toe pointing up, pushing your arms in front and bring those back in for a retraction between your shoulder blades. So just keep it moving. Get into that good position, good alignment, pushing it forward, and go for another 4 and 3, 2 hands on your thighs, lifting 1 leg up. Feel the engagement in your core and on the side of your hip area. So when we completed the warm-up, we're gonna go for a skater touchdown. I will be back to that. Then we're gonna go for do the skater touchdown, the pulse exercise for the 30 seconds. We're gonna bring it forward here, kicking in front of us, leaning it back a bit. So when those 30 seconds of the skater touchdown is completed, we're gonna walk around for 1 minute to get settling down, heels up, and then we're gonna go for 1 leg standing, doing a 1 leg deadlift, just a bit of an active recovery. Gonna go in for circles here, opening up. And we're gonna repeat that twice, and then we're gonna get a little bit of water, and we have 3 more setups with different exercises. I don't hope it feels and sounds too confusing. I will, of course, bring you all the way. Engaging, and we're gonna go with the opposite. Circle in towards center, bring it in front, and lifting your leg up. 1 more on each. And a little bit of distance between your feet, chin is in, going all the way down, saying hello to our feet, engaging, bring arms up and a little bit back and down again. Squeezing, lifting up. Chin is in. Up we go, and one more. All the way down and up we go. And we're gonna bring that arm down and we're gonna do a rotation at the same time. So just turn and look behind yourself. Feel that you're activating the muscle around your back, around your arms. And just get settled in for the center. And you can always do a little bit of a jogging on the spot while I show you the first two exercises. So the first exercise is going to be a skater touchdown, moving and turning around. And you can do, if it's not good for you, you can do it like this, sideways instead. And then, as I mentioned before, we're going to go in for 1 minute on the right leg, and in second round we're going to do the right leg as well, but then you have a water break, and then we're going to go into another pulse exercise, and then you're going to bring that left leg in. Don't worry about it, I will be here and guide you. So the only thing you're going to focus on right now is doing skater touchdown for 30 seconds. I will let you know regarding the time frame. You're just going to push it hard as possible. Think about intensity. Think about having recovery right after. The timer's going to count down for 10 seconds, so don't worry. Get settled in for those skater touchdown. Get in and back down with your buttocks and give yourself a high five up on above your head. 3, 2, and 1. So bring it back, inhaling, pushing your buttocks back so you are easing off your knees. So bring it up, inhale and down, and you're gonna continue here for another 20 seconds, and then you're gonna walk around for 1 minute, pushing it hard because you do know you have a longer recovery period. You gotta inhale, you gotta exhale, you gotta keep going for those skater touchdown. I'm here to motivate you to do the very best. 3, 2, and walk it around. So 1 full minute of recovery here. Just walk it around, and you should not be interested in doing a lot more than just walking around, getting settled in. And if you're new to this, I would say that if it's hard and new for you to push yourself out of that comfort zone, doing the very best, feel that tingling in your thighs when you do the skater touchdown. It's very, very common in the beginning that you are not able to push yourself the hardest possible, but just do it as good as you can, and by time you will feel that you get more and more motivated, and you can do it better and better. So what I'm saying about that is that you feel maybe a little bit of the recovery being a little bit long in the beginning if you're all new to this, until you can push yourself that much, so you need the longer recovery period. 4, 3, 2, and in for that 1 leg standing, 1 leg deadlift, controlling and balancing. And we're going to do that for 1 minute on our right leg. If it's a little bit too challenging to be standing on your exercise mat, maybe it's better for you to go down straight on the floor. You're just going to do it in a controlled way here. Engaging your core, focus on getting back up again on a straight back, squeezing your glute as you come back up. 25 seconds, even though my timer says 5 seconds more, because you just need to shake it out before we are going to go for the second round of that skater touchdown. So letting you go 5 seconds before. 5 seconds, and then you're just gonna go back on both feet. Here we are, shake it out, ready for that final round of the skater touchdown. 3, 2, and 1. Bring it up and back again, inhaling and exhaling. You're just gonna push that buttocks back. You have 30 seconds to do this. You can do it. You are gonna sound like a train going uphill. It doesn't matter. It's not necessarily because you're in a bad shape. It's just because you're putting yourself out of that comfort zone. 10 seconds. Everybody can be short of breath. It doesn't depend on how good shape you are. 3, 2, and walk it around. Yes, have a break here. Walk it around for 1 minute. So of course, if you're not used to this, you will easily get affected on your breathing. So if you're in a pretty good shape, it's always harder to push yourself up to that. But just enjoy the ride, and you will be you will be short of breath no matter how good shape you are. I bet you if you were listening to Usain Bolt after a 100-meter of a sprint, I will bet he will be very affected on his breathing. That's just how it is. Some people are just way better of adapting than other. So we are gonna go up on that same leg one more time in 10 seconds. So up on the right leg as you did before. 3, 2, and 1. So this time you have a full minute here because you have a water break right after this one. Squeezing your glute, leaning forward. Balance is a very, very important of a good functional body. And we tend to be a little bit of a lazy when it comes to balance training when we get older. So 30 seconds standing on right leg. You can always support against a wall or a chair if you need to. You can just toe down here. And do remember the squeezing part in your right glute as you're standing up. Chin is in, easing off your neck. 10 seconds for a water break. Engaging with your core. 4, 3, 2, and you go to get some water. So water is coming up, and then we're gonna come back for the next block out of the 4. So block 2 out of 4, where we are gonna go for a jump lunges. We're gonna do some big stands between our feet. We're gonna go down here, bring it up, and that's gonna be for the 30 seconds. And you probably guess what's gonna happen right after. The walk around, and then we're gonna go up on our opposite leg, the left leg. So you got water and you have a pretty long recovery period now here with the 1 minute and the 1 minute on one leg. So we're just gonna go in for that next block before you get all cold and frozen. So now you're gonna do jump lunges for 30 seconds. We're gonna do that for 2 rounds. Same setup, different exercises. 10 seconds for the jump lunges. Shoulders are back, leaning back in, leaning forward but up on a straight back, and let's go. So 30 seconds here, first round. Bring your arms up, chin is in. If this is too much, you can come up here, bring it back and do a little bit of a jump here instead. Or you can always go in and do some jogging on the spot. Whatever it takes for you to continue for another 10 seconds. You're gonna inhale, you're gonna exhale, you're gonna bring those feet back and using your arms, lifting up for 3, for 2, and walk it around for 1 minute. And you should, yes, sound like that train. And just walk around. I don't even know if train sounds like that anymore. They're probably so electric, so you don't have any as the old-fashioned train did. So walk around for 30 seconds, and then we're gonna go up on our left leg. And it's kind of normal that you can feel that it's easier for you to be standing on one leg compared to the other one. And do keep in mind when we do balance training, it is supposed to be a little bit of a shaky, but if it's too out of control, just grab something that you can support against. 10 seconds up on your left side or the opposite of what you did before. 4, 3, 2, and leaning forward, squeezing your glute. And in control, connecting with your core. So this is as much as a balance training, is a core exercise as well. Chin is in, and get that, when you get up to a standing position, get that good nice squeeze in your left glute. You have now 30 seconds left. Squeezing, lifting up. So 20 seconds. I know it says 25 on my timer. Just gonna get down on both feet, getting ready for that second round of the jump lunges. So 10 seconds. Inhale. exhale, and come back, shake it out. Ready for the jump lunges in 3, 2, and 1. 30 seconds here. Bring those arms back, getting in, pushing your buttocks back. Inhale, exhale. You can always do a little bit more of a narrow jump if that wide position is too much for you. You only gotta do it for 30 seconds. You wanna push it, push it, push it. You have 2 minutes of recovery afterwards and a little bit of a break. 10 seconds. Inhaling, exhaling. I know you can do it, and you do it because you want yourself the best possible. 3, 2, and walk around. Excellent. So walk it around for 1 minute. One more time on our left leg for that deadlift, single leg deadlift, and then you get water and you are halfway on this workout. So it takes a little bit longer when we have an extra set put in, so the 8 sets today compared to some of the other sessions here where it's gonna be 6 rounds. So always, again, good to do some variation. Have a look at my channel. You can find all different kind of session, and even though they are old, if you can find session where it says high intensity interval training, the HIIT training, then you're all good to go. It's another way to do sit training, even though the recovery period are shorter. 7 seconds. Up on our left leg. 3, 2, and let's go. And when you look at the session called high intensity resisting training, the HIIT session, you have added either a band or a set of dumbbells, which is by far one of my favorite ways to work out. Using your muscle tissue in an excellent way at the same time as you're shaking everything up, going into intervals in between. So do remember, even though I fully respect Dr. Sims out there telling about how we should not work as little men, but please keep in mind there is very, very many ways to do interval training, and that's what it's all about. You know the name, sprinting interval training. So you can do different kind of ways. Shorter, longer recovery period, different kind of setups. 5 seconds until we have a little bit of a break. 2, and here we are. So get some water, and we are halfway. Yes. So we have 2 more blocks with the same setup. The third one is gonna be a sideways jump. So we're gonna go from one side to the opposite, bringing our arms back, and we're gonna do some diagonal lift in a plank position. You have the 1 minute to do that, and then we are gonna do that twice, and then we have a final block. So you got some water, and you are ready to do the sideways jump for the 30 seconds. Yes. So you know by now how this is working. 10 seconds countdown. So jumping from side to side in a fast speeded way, doing something for our bones. 3, 2, and 1. So not as steep as a jump squat, just bring it from one side to the other side. If this is too much, you can do like this, but I do not know if you get too little affected on your breathing, then you have to choose something, or you can maybe take one of the previous exercises that works for you. The most important is that you are getting, yes, shorter breath. 10 seconds, bring it back. Inhale, exhale. Keep moving for 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and walk it around. 1 minute here, or maybe 50 seconds. Then we're going into a plank position where we're gonna lift diagonal. So we're gonna lift opposite arm and leg. I will come back to that, but you can do it on your knees and you can do it on your toes. So this was the first one of the sideways jump. 30 seconds to get settled in for that plank. Yes, all my hair falling off here. Hopefully not all my hair, but some of it. 15 seconds into a plank position, knees are on toes, and in a few seconds we're ready to lift up opposite leg and opposite arm. 4, 3, 2, and go. So bring it up, nose pointing down. If this is too much, you can always go down with your knees, or you can go up here and you can do the same exercise here, which of course is a little bit less challenging, but you have an active recovery period. You don't want to be all smashed before you're going to move on for that second round of sideways hop jump. Squeezing, connecting with your core, or do it from a knee position. Squeezing and lifting it up. 20 seconds, and then you're gonna come back up on your feet doing that second round of a sideways jump. 10 seconds, even though my timer says 15, just get up and come back up on your feet. 7 seconds for the sideways jump. Second round, 3, 2, and go. So bring it from one side to the opposite side. So the active recovery is active recovery. If you need to take some out of the recovery to get back up and get going, then you do that. The focus on the sit part of it. 15 seconds before you have a minute of a walk around. Inhale, exhale, keep it moving for 10 seconds. I know you can do it because you're gonna bring it in. Inhale, you're gonna exhale for 3, for 2, and break. 1 minute of a walk. Just moving around a bit. And you can of course always get some water if you need a little bit extra of that, if you're all dry in your mouth. That was the second time and the final one of the side jump in a 40 seconds period. We're gonna go in for that plank position and do one more round of that. A little bit of a break and one block to go. So you are almost, yes, you're more than halfway. So we are just smoothly getting ready in for a plank position. Already by now engaging core, getting into that plank on your forearms, and you can also do a plank. So 1 minute here, diagonal lift from toe or from your knee standing position. Yes, bring it up or down here. You can bring it from here instead. And to ease things up a little bit, you can come in and do more of a square, and then you can do the lifting from here. Just keep yourself in a little bit of a movement here. So imagine you're doing this with no shirt on. Get that tightness and tuck in your ab area. You have 20 seconds more here, then you have that water break I promised you, and we have one more, which is going to be some mountain climber and some sit-ups. So going for that ab area. Yes, continue for 8 seconds, lifting up, challenge your balance, a little bit of a challenge, a balance focus here today. 2, and get water. Yeps. So just one more to go. Yep. So you want to get water. So close. So we are going to do for the sit, we're going to do a mountain climber. So engaging your core, bring knees up towards your chin and bring it up here. And you're going to turn around and we're going to do some sit up for that 1 minute, but you do have the recovery period in between. I will let you know about that. So you got water, you know the exercise, you are ready for the mountain climber. You can do a cross under if you prefer to, or else you're just going to do an ordinary one, which works the best for you to get short of breath. A countdown for 10 seconds. Mountain climber, straight arms, unlocked elbows, engaging core. 3, 2, and 1. So bring those knees up, and you're gonna do it as hard as possible. When you completed this one, you only have 1 sit, and you've been doing 8 in all. So you're gonna push those knees up at the same time as you feel your core working. You only have 14 seconds left. Make that into a rhythm. Inhale, exhale, moving those legs forward and backwards for 5, for 4, for for 3, for 2, and 1. Maybe you want to just sit down, maybe you want to get up and get going. We're going to lie down on our back when that first minute is over. You can also do it now. I myself prefer to walk around when I get short of breath. I don't feel comfortable on getting all out of my comfort zone, pushing myself and then just stopping up doing nothing. I like to move it a bit around. Of course, I'm not as hard worked up as you because I am here to help you to get in a great shape. But if you were to see me work on my own, I will be all red in my head and sounding like I had asthma, something like that. So we are settling in, and 15 seconds, you could just lie down, get ready, and we're gonna move ourselves up using our core. Gonna push your lower back down, chin is in. 4, 3, 2, and a full sit up. Pushing your knees towards your chest as you come up to a sitting position. If this is not working for you, you can just lie down, push your lower back down. That's the whole key, is engaging to get up again. Pushing it, and you can also go with heels down and getting up from here. Lots of possibilities. Squeezing, do remember your pelvic floor, and if possible your hand is just going to be behind your head. If not, you can just reach with your arms, helping yourself up. In 10 seconds, even though it says 20 seconds, I will guide you to get up and around because you are ready for the mountain climber. So turn around by now and ready for the final sit for today. So 5 seconds, mountain climber, 3, 2, and push it. So bring those knees up. What I often see is people pushing their butt back, and then it's kind of hard to lift knees up. So leaning your arm onto your arms with that body weight, inhaling, squeezing, pulling those knees up. This is your final sit, and you're gonna do this for another 14 seconds. Inhale, exhale, pushing it, pushing it, pushing it, because you can do it. You only have 7 seconds left. Keep it moving. Just your final one. You'll be so happy afterwards. And break. Beautiful. You either want to turn around and inhale and exhale, or maybe you want to get up and get going a bit, because the only thing you need for the rest of this session is to do the sit up, and then we're going to do the stretching just to make sure that we come down in our body. So as we work out, we of course produce cortisol, which is our flight and fight hormone, and that's good, but we don't want it to continue for that too long. We want to settle it down again, because we don't want it to trigger to inflammation in our body. Inflammation is absolutely by far, along with sugar, the most awful thing to have in your body. We don't want a chronic inflammation. It's good with the acute inflammation, but not the chronic one. Yes, let's go for the sit-up. I got myself into a long story, but long story short, we want to keep the chronic inflammation down, and we want to keep those things combined with our inflammation as good as possible. So we don't want to produce lots of cortisol. Cortisol is good for a moment, but we don't want it to be high and chronic in our body. And many people don't know that you can produce cortisol, or stress hormone, just by overthinking. Yes, so walking around and thinking about all different kind of things that just makes your brain and your heart sad will also trigger to cortisol production. Squeezing. 5 seconds. And here we are. Great job. I don't hope I confused you that much, starting out about this inflammation and cortisol talk. Otherwise, let me know, put a comment below, and I will try to come back and explain a little bit more. That's kind of what I spent a lot of my time, besides being a physiotherapist, is teaching people how to avoid chronic inflammation in their body. Bring leg up, get a nice hamstring stretch. Easing off in your shoulders and your neck. Just relaxing, telling your body that everything is okay. We're just gonna ease down by now. And opposite leg, bring it up. You completed another great workout, hopefully. So put a comment below how it works for you with the longer recovery period. Some of you are very, very nice to get me a comment along the way. That makes it just a lot more fun when I know you're out there communicating. In here for a nice good stretch on your inner thigh. And usually I get back to you as quick as I see the comment, but sometimes I have noticed that I get a comment like 2 days after you wrote it. I don't know, it's something about the system of the YouTube. Well, else, of course, you're always more than welcome to say, hello, Ann-Kristin, I sent you a question you haven't answered yet. Hands behind back, lifting arms up, and get a nice good stretch here. You completed. Ta-da! Very good work. And in for rotation, if it's not very comfortable for you here, you could just get your feet a little bit more closed in. Yes, you did it. I bet you did your very best. And just keep going right and left, doing some rotation with your neck. And down here, mobilization of your spine up on top, just as important as everything else. We want to be able to move in full range of motion. Yes, thank you for joining me. I hope you had a great time, a hard, efficient time. So until I see you next time, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay strong. Take good care. Bye.